So do you say this is episode 114 of the, or do you say, hey, welcome?
Welcome, man.
His name is that.
You had to like welcome.
All right. Welcome.
It's not like Wheel of Fortune. Welcome to Wheel of Fortune.
You are.
We have dogs sleeping on the yarn.
All right, here we go. You have tuned in to episode 114 of Knitting the Stash.
Wow.
This is Melissa. You've seen her before. She knits. And I'm Spencer. I don't knit all that much, but I have knitted.
In the past?
We've got a bunch of stuff to talk about today.
What are we calling this one?
This is Keep Knitting Weird. There's some weird stuff going on around the fringes of knitting.
Yeah. We've got throw bags, arm knitting, name that skein with Spencer.
We're going to flip
today.
it around.
And then we have the finished
Hexa blanket.
Which he has to be here for this because he's endured the blanket for the last 3 years.
It's been an odyssey.
We've been through 3 different houses at this point, like dragging.
The blanket's done. The blanket is finally done.
The blanket is done, so you get to see the blanket. And then I have a shop update for you. Should we do the shop update first?
Whatever, man. This is your cast. All
okay,
right.
Let's do the shop update very fast. So this is the Flock Farm Yarn Shop. We like the
Melissa's
name.
got this. She's got this farm shop thing going on.
We bring together indie shepherds who are like working with small flocks of sheep, and then they're milling their yarn, or we're helping them mill their yarn, or all kinds of different things are happening. But we have yarn from these small producers in the shop, and we've got a couple holiday fun things, which have been really fun to put together.
I like this. There's this cool box.
I love putting together little gifty boxy
the box
things.
Is cool.
So this is the, what are we calling this? The Shepherd's Collection. It even has a little like special art from Shaffy on here. And it has 4 different skeins of yarn, I can't see it, from different indie producers. So we have the...
I'm just going to sit over here. It's
yeah,
a little hard to like, be here right
We've got... This is wool from Georgia Rustic wool. It's 100% Gulf Coast native. We've talked about that on here before. We've got some Heirloom, which is a Leicester long wool. These are all like critical endangered breeds, both of these two. We've got Shorn 3, which is my own clip of mostly Corriedale, little Teeswater cross in there. And then we have the Prairie Shepherds over here, which is a beautiful blend of like Cormo, Corriedale, Leicester long wool. So it's like a blend almost of these other couple over here. So it's kind of like a cool box in that it looks like a little present, which I love. And it's all these different breeds, so you can try out all the different yarns, and each skein could be like a little hat or a set of mitts, and there are patterns up on the website that go with some
People
of these
just go to the, what's the website?
It's knittingthestash.com. I always forget that part. He's always telling me, you've got to tell people about the...
knittingthestash.com.
Yeah, knittingthestash.com
right.
in the Flock Farm Yarn Shop, and then there's Holiday Specials link, and so that box is up there. We've got Cormo grab bags, so if you like Cormo but you can't decide on your colors, we have...
If you really like Cormo.
If you love Cormo. Cormo is an awesome yarn, very fine, beautiful, almost softer than merino, like super soft.
Oh yeah.
And that's
those are the kind of pastel colored ones?
Yeah, it's all natural dyes.
Okay.
So Christy Pyatt of Fox Run Farm in Monticello, Illinois, raises these Cormo sheep, and they're just like the most baby doll sheep. When I go out to her farm, they're like, they just come nuzzle you, and they're like taking care of each other. And there's like one old guy who like takes care of all the little ram babies, and they're like the most adorable sheep ever. They're adorable. And so she processed this yarn, this Cormo, and it's put up in these little 2-ounce skeins, and she natural dyed everything. So you can get a little Cormo grab bag if you want to, and that's a little surprise.
And then you got all your regular stuff.
All the regular stuff's up there. I got gift cards to work on the website, which was super exciting.
What about the bags?
And we have bags.
Okay, she has this friend.
Yes.
I don't know.
Karin of SDIVADesigns.
Mad sewer.
Super awesome bag maker up in Canada, and she sent me some bags for the shop. So we have sock bags, or small project like accessory bags. They're drawstring. Yeah, no more zippers to catch in your knitting.
Is this one of the sock bags?
That's one of the sock bags. I call that one the city postcard fabric.
There's a zipper pocket inside.
It has a little zipper pocket divider thing in here, so you could have your yarn on one side, or if you were doing color work, you could keep one skein on one side.
And your smokes on the other.
Smokes on the... You are so naughty. It has little snaps in here so that if you want to catch your yarn kind of like in a yarn bowl, then you could do that.
Oh, that's what that's for?
Yeah, so like you could just keep your skein of yarn
Keep
like
it
coming
running.
out, and they sit flat, so they sit nice and flat.
This
and
is sort of the Paris traveler
Yeah, I call it the
style.
city postcard.
There's some other really
We've
cute
got
patterns.
butterflies. We've got flowers. Those
Really
are all the
nice
stock
stitching.
ones.
You
The
guys might
stitching is
know that I do a
beautiful.
little sewing on the side,
He's
but
the seamstress.
but man, I see this kind of stuff is so particular.
So there's her little
Super well done.
tag down here on the bag. And those are all the stock ones. And then, because you know we love sweaters around
We
here.
got the jumbo bags.
We got sweater jumbo bags here. Hold this one. She made this one just for me. I'm so excited. This is my new bag. But I have this
Is that a
fabric
bee?
in the shop. Yeah,
So you are
this
selling
is-
this one.
Yeah.
Because you like bees a lot.
I think it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's
I don't,
really
I
good.
know, I've had bad run-ins with bees.
We'll tell you the beekeeping
We'll tell you
story
the
at some
beekeeping
point.
story, yeah.
This
But-
has a bunch of pouches on the inside.
Yeah.
I can't see it, but like on the side.
So you can put your scissors or your
Tools and
little
stuff
like
around the outside.
notions bags in there and
Wrenches
patterns.
and stuff.
You know, we should send one of these bags out to the shop with
I would
you.
use this.
Because you would use this. Okay, and then they got this beautiful, kind of like a flowery, different kind of flowery
And these are the
design.
kinds of bags where you pull the rope and it closes
Mm-hmm.
kind of magically.
Got the rolling hills. And then they've got this little strap so you can carry it around. And they are flat bottom. So they've got this, she calls it, I don't know about sewing, she called it
I want to say gusset.
interfacing
Oh.
or something. So you see how the bottom, it sits flat. So you can sit there and it'll just sit next to you and you can just
Nice.
knit with it. There you go, see?
Yeah, there's nothing worse than a bag that just doesn't actually get bigger when you fill it up.
Yeah.
But this one kind of like
It
expands at the
expands.
base.
Yeah, they're nice and big. So these are the sweater options. Big project options.
And her name is
SDIVADesigns. And it's Karin up in Canada. And Karin is a really interesting woman. She was a translator for many years. And I actually am doing an interview with her, and that's going to be up on the website as well. So you can learn more about Karin and her making, because she was a professional translator forever, and she's just now retired, and she's gotten more into making bags,
Excellent.
which is sewing is one of her other loves in life. So there's your shop update. Yay! I'm excited. I like the holidays because I was always
She
the little
does.
like elf at Christmas time.
She likes this stuff.
It's my favorite thing to do. So if you want me to become elven for you, I will gladly send you a little box of elven things, like holiday special.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready for the weirdness
Yeah.
of knitting?
Okay.
You
So
ready?
next up, we're gonna do the funky.
Grab the throw bag.
Oh, the throw bag. All right.
Okay, because this
Okay. So a while
this
back.
is truly weird.
Okay, this is like a little bit of a story, but a while back I was having some trouble with my throw lines, and basically, just to like summarize in a really quick way, people who climb trees for a living, we usually use a really small line. It's almost like a piece of string
Oh, with a heavy bag.
with a heavy
yeah.
bag, and you launch it or you throw it up in the tree.
He has this
And then-
launcher, which is amazing.
Yeah, you
I've never
launch it-
seen him use it before. It's almost like a
Slingshot.
big
It's called a big
slingshot,
shot.
but it's like really big.
Then
And
I've
he was
got
like,
the air
up in
pressure
the tree.
cannon also.
Ooh.
Anyway, so you launch it in the tree, and then you bring the string back, and it just gets in a knot.
But you
like,
use that
all the
string to like
time.
get your other ropes
Your
up
rope, yeah,
into
yeah,
the tree
yeah.
so that you can climb.
Anyway, so we all have these throw lines, and they're just constantly getting messed up.
And he usually hands them to me in a big bunch. He's
Yeah,
like, "Hey,
it's
when you have
just
time,"
embarrassing.
because I untangle yarn, so I untangle his throw lines. a lot of
embarrassing.
times, and it's
So anyway, there's all these different ways of managing these things, and at one point it occurred to me that you might want to use a Noddy for the line. So I asked Melissa, "You got an extra Noddy?" And she did.
this is the one that Spencer made out of
And
PVC.
this is like a PVC Noddy. If you are a Noddy knitter, you probably know about the
Are you
Noddy.
gonna put plans for this one up on your Etsy shop?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Sure.
It's a real simple PVC nitty noddy.
Yeah,
so
simple.
the nice thing is they come apart. So for those of you who have ever used nitty noddies, if you have one that's not curved at the top, it's really often hard to get your yarn or throw line off. But the PVC ones are cool because you can
Don't do
just
it.
pop it and then pull it out,
Don't
and then
do
you
it,
don't
though.
have to worry about it.
All right, but here's the thing. I kind of need some help doing that part. I haven't learned the trick. I've just been leaving it on the Noddy, and what I've been doing is I've just been flattening it and throwing it in the truck.
Which is great.
It works all right.
It's
But
kinda-
then this thing's kind of big. So anyway, there's this trick, and the trick involves pulling it off the Noddy,
Don't worry, no one lost an eye
and then
or an eardrum.
kind of wrapping it up.
Yeah.
And I want you to do that.
But I have to say, I see a cross over here.
Yeah, I know, I did that. So is that a problem?
That's not good. See this? that's not what you want when you.
All right, so can we redo it?
No, we don't have time to redo it right now. But we'll just make it work.
Okay.
Okay, so with the nitty noddy with throw thing. Oh no, wait, we're not doing it right now.
No, let's do it.
We are gonna do it.
No, let's do it.
Okay.
But
So-
should I move the camera around, or can you?
No,
do it
I can
like
just
that?
do it from
Okay,
here.
all right.
Okay, so
I
we
wanna
just
see this.
pop off the side because it's nitty noddy. You got to keep your. Those of you who know, you keep your
All right.
all your yarn
And then
your,
this goes away.
Yeah, and that goes away.
You don't need that.
And then the other side just pops off because it's all loose
Now,
now.
how do you keep it from?
guess-
All right, you're just kind of holding it.
Yeah, take that part.
Okay.
So then you got your yarn skein, and this is going to be a little funny because
Now,
it's
what about
this
that crossover thing?
nylon rope. We're not going to worry about it.
All right.
So you just wind it like you would a skein of yarn, and it's a little messy because it's not perfectly done, but
It's also been in so many trees and dirty.
oh,
like ditches
I just
and
put it on my
stuff.
face.
You always use the face for that.
I do like the face. I learned that from Rachel Smith. Rachel Smith of Wool and Spinning. I used to watch her
So what are you doing
podcast
right now?
all the time when I was learning to spin,
All right,
and that's
now-
one of the things she did. So then you just take the top and you put it over the
Just tuck it.
tuck it like that. No, it's not perfect because this is a little funny,
Got a
but
little
you've got
funkified.
a skein.
A skein of
A
throw
throw
line.
rope
All right.
now.
So we've got the potential. This is pretty good. We got the potential for this to get hot in the arborist tree climbing world.
It's a crossover.
I'm putting a video up about this and on YouTube.
Am I gonna appear in the video?
Yeah.
I'll be in another
I'm actually
video.
just gonna take this footage and put it in there.
Wow.
Anyway, it's kind of cool.
It's true crossover.
Anyway, so we've been doing nitty noddy stuff with throw line, and
so if any of
kinda
you,
liking it.
if any of you are arborists out there, or you know an arborist, you love an arborist,
it's
this
kind
is
of cool.
how to handle it with the throw line.
I guess the true test is if it comes undone as well as it.
Yeah. So you just pop the top,
Just pop the top.
and then you got to get your.
But I don't want knots. No, knots.
You just pop the top, and then
And you kind of work it.
work it down like this, and there you go.
But then,
You got it.
But then you don't have a.
Yeah, you have your ends and everything. You're fine.
You gotta basically find it.
Yep, there's your end. Done. There you go. That's our weird world of knitting, spinning, crossover with
Oh,
arborists.
but now you'd have to put it back in the nitty noddy to get it done right.
No, you'd skein it back up, like I just
Okay.
did, or twist it back up,
All right.
and then. But we're not doing that right now.
All right.
The weird world of knitting noddies.
Anyway, so that's one thing. The other is that I kind of came to the conclusion that knitters can get kind of stuck in a rut once in a while. You know, like a little bit boring, always doing the same thing. So I got Melissa some new yarn to work with, and we're gonna check it out. And she's seen it, but
We have not been allowed to play with it ahead of time,
It's
so
new.
this is all just for your entertainment.
oh, it's on the floor.
Tinky. Tink is also sitting behind us on the couch. She's our puppy, and she's managing to basically. Oh no, the crochet just.
We want to undo it though.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
All right, so it's the Jumbo Dilio yarn.
So you presented this to me, and maybe you guys are familiar with this. You've
Actually, what I
seen
did
it.
is I said, "You'll never guess what I got you," and in
That's right. You
three
gave me
guesses,
three guesses.
three guesses, she knew what it was. It's So what is it called?
I have no idea. I mean, it looks like either roving or yarn. It looks kind of like roving, but it's not. It is. Here, hold this.
It's actually kind of like
It's got a
just fabric.
stuffed center with this fabric around it, and I believe it's for arm knitting.
we'll put the name of the actual stuff here on the screen. So you
Okay,
can check it out.
so I was like, it must be for arm
It
knitting.
is. It's for arm knitting. It's described as being for craft projects.
Craft projects. Okay, so we thought on screen we would try to figure out like 3 things you could
Yeah,
do
a
with
few
this.
really good things to do with this stuff, just to mix it
I
up.
told him the best thing would be to just wrap him like mummified.
That's great,
just
yeah.
like
A
wrap
Hangman's
him.
Noose kind of
No, just fully wrap you in it. You know.
All right,
it's like-
but how about you could definitely do the crochet.
Okay, so you could do a crochet chain. I'm very bad at crochet, so it's kind of like a very sketchy situation when it gets to crochet. But I learned this one when I was growing up, you know, like very bad tension and everything.
That
But,
looks pretty good.
you know, like crochet chain,
But then what do you do with that?
you decorate your house with it. I don't know, you
All right.
wrap it
But
with...
can you do another one on it to make fabric?
Well, I'm not a crocheter. But there's
Okay.
your crochet chain.
All right.
Okay.
That's
Now
pretty
your
good.
turn.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
I tend to think. Here, you hold the actual.
Oh, I
yarn.
get told the thing. Okay.
All right. I tend to think that knitters don't do enough with knots in your knitting. So I'm
You do love
thinking,
knots.
I'm thinking a little alpine butterfly,
Wow.
which is a stable loop you can put in the middle of any line, and you could just do that while you're knitting, and then your sweater would have like little loops you could hang stuff on, you know, or like make connections to and stuff, instead of just being all this fabric with nothing to tie on to.
Oh, right.
So
Because wool is many things, but I don't believe it's strong enough to sustain like all of your
alpine
human-
butterfly, just
That's
a
a
simple
very
knot,
nice knot.
and it's even if you load it with
Okay,
really
wait.
heavy stuff,
Do
it'll
you know
pop
how
out.
to do one of those elven knots like in Lord of the Rings? Where like the with the elven rope they tie it to the rock and then at the end they just go ping
That's
and it
just a
comes
slip
off.
knot.
No.
Yeah, an elven knot is just a slip knot. There's nothing crazy fancy about that. It's just like, oh, it's a really strong knot, and then you just pull it and it comes out.
Yeah, but you're hanging on the anyway.
Well, yeah, that was a little bit tricky.
I wanted
camera or whatever.
elven. I wasn't
All right,
an
so-
elven.
I took like a blow with that thing. All right, what about actually knitting with it?
Okay, so I tried
Let's
to watch
knit.
some videos about arm knitting just to prepare myself for this.
Let's knit.
And I don't think I'm good at it because it's one of those things where like you could use this for demonstrations to explain how knitting stitches
So your arm is the needle right now?
work.
She's getting a little befuddled.
But I'm not very good at. Oh, there we go. I think that was right.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it on the camera so we can see it.
I know, but I'm trying. The woman was holding it like this, and then
Okay.
pulling up the yarn.
But you're basically casting on right now.
Yeah, like she was like casting on.
Casting on.
But I would cast on.
So,
like
so let's say you're
this.
stuck in traffic. You don't have any knitting needles.
yeah, so you're really bored, and you happen to
Yeah.
have one of these weird things in the back of your car.
Right. We got 4 stitches.
Okay, so I got some stitches on my arm.
5 stitches.
And then
Keep knitting.
what did she do?
You gotta flip it around.
No. She lifted this and then held it and did this. And then
This is what happens when you watch a
Put it
YouTube
on.
video.
she lifted this and flipped it over and then put
Oh,
it on or
okay.
something. And then
So you
she
did figure
lifted
it out.
this,
You need more yarn.
Put it on.
I'm spooling you some more
I'm doing
stuff.
it so wrong right now, and y'all are just laughing at me because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, wait, and then this, I don't know
It's
what this is.
looking pretty good.
There's like a yarn over in here. That's really messed up. That's not right. We're gonna just pretend that didn't happen. Okay.
There's a yarn over. Why don't you drop down and fix it?
No, God. I'm not a very good spatial. Wow, what did I just do?
This looks like it's getting to be a cozy.
Okay, and then she did like.
So
like
are
this?
you doing
yeah,
stockinette?
okay.
Wait, is this stockinette or is
Okay,
this?
wait, and then okay, we're getting there. We're getting something's happening.
Oh, you need more
Yeah, I
stuff.
need more yarn now.
You gotta feed it.
It's like
Feeding.
Okay, wait. I just lost my place. Okay, go like this. The tension is really, really bad. Oh, but it's
Like the
produced
tension in the room.
Where did it
'Cause I'm
go?
feeling pretty
Where
mellow.
did it go?
I'm not feeling very tense right now.
Oh no!
You dropped a stitch.
I dropped a stitch. Okay, wait. I think. And anyway,
Now-
you get the idea.
Melissa doesn't have this in her knittingthestash.com shop, but I would recommend it. If you know
was
a
trying to
knitter,
get it in there.
if you
It
know
is
a knitter
not-
who's stuck in a rut, get some of this jumbo yarn stuff, you know?
Hey, wait! I'm like actually doing it. Hang on. For reals though. Like there's knitting happening here.
Knitting needles.
I need more.
Oh my, you're eating the stuff up. We're running low. Quit using so much.
The tension is so good in this. Okay, wait, we got 2 more stitches left, and then 1,
Just getting into it.
2. Look at that. There's
Look at that.
really.
What am I looking at?
Let's not look at that.
But that's fabric, right? At the bottom? That's fabric?
I mean,
It's not.
No,
what is going on with
it's,
that? You should put it on the camera though.
it's not. It's not. So
Now is this the
Now,
knitted
I-
side or the purled side?
it's hard to say. Pretty sure I could work on this and get better at it, but right now it just.
For next time, I think she's going to have to
Next.
perfect the art
But
of
wait, I'll cast off. There we
jumbo.
go. There's your knot.
Alright, so basically you
But
guys...
then look at this. This would be. You could like wear it as like a holiday ornament. Like look at my holiday ornament.
It's pretty good.
You know, you
It's
can hang it
pretty
on a
good.
door.
I like it.
It's good.
I like
Anyway,
it.
we're not exactly sure what else you would craft with this, but if you have ideas, we'd love to know.
I
in the
think,
comments.
I mean, you know how it is. People probably make really great stuff out of it.
I know, that's the thing. You could make one of those really cushy blankets out of it.
Anyway, it's the beginning of the many holiday gifts for Melissa relating to yarn.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays.
Thank you so much. Treasure it always. Okay, now to pay him back. Tinky, I need my yarn. Tinky's on the yarn. Okay, to pay him back for all of the times that he made me play.
Oh.
What is it?
Name that Skein.
Name that Skein.
Now, do you guys know how Name That Skein works?
Go ahead, Easley.
Alright, we've always played Name That Skein, wherein I pull some random skeins out of Melissa's fairly large collection of yarn.
Thank you for calling it a collection. You
And
did just
then
move it, so.
She's challenged to identify it, and she usually struggles quite a bit. There's like maybe a second or two before she says, "Oh, this is from so-and-so."
And if you'll recall, the last time we played, he upped the ante and said if I couldn't guess it, it was going to be turned into a giveaway.
Yeah, but I don't think that happened. It was like her favorite stuff.
It's like, I got this.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to play Name That Skein, but I'm going to...
But I've devised another way to name that Skein.
Is it yarn in there?
There's yarn in here.
Okay.
And this is a project bag from Kate of Hawthorne Cottage Crafts.
It's really nice.
And I love it. They're great for socks and things. They have little snaps, and I love her. She's awesome. She has a podcast.
Do I get
too.
any hints or anything about the skeins?
I think you'll start to recognize them.
Alright.
What you need to do is name that sweater.
Oh. Okay, so... Okay, it sounds easy.
Let's start with an easy one. I'm covering the tag.
I got this. Alright.
Covering
I
the
got
tag.
it. Alright. This is from the first sweater Melissa ever knitted for me. It's out of hemp. It is awesome. I told her, give me a sweater that looks like it is 50 years old and was dragged behind a truck.
He literally said that.
And she did it. She made this incredible sweater where, like, the day I put it on, it looked like it was 50 years old and just messed up.
Okay, but you have to
Love that
understand,
sweater.
this is how he asks for sweaters. He's like, that was his first instruction. Then the second sweater was like, I want a fisherman sweater. So I did a
What's so
fisherman
weird about
sweater.
that?
And it's not. It's just, there's no,
Is that
like,
a
I
big-
like this pattern. I'd like it to have X, you know, like.
Anyway, this stuff's awesome. It's kind of like, almost like metal wire. Like a really
suits you very
rugged
well. Yeah.
stuff.
He really
Hemp
has
fiber.
worn that sweater under the bus.
I think she had to import it from Canada
because they wouldn't sell it in the US back
illegal
then.
here in the
This
US.
was like 10 years ago or 12
It
years
was a
ago.
little bit illegal. All right, this game's easy. Keep them coming.
You get to keep. No, okay.
No, I took it.
Okay.
All right, next.
The next one. This one will be a little bit.
A
No,
bit
you'll be able to do
challenging.
this one.
All right, this is a 3-ply.
You're buying time.
It's a 3-ply, and it appears to be a Corriedale blend. Is that right? And it is dyed in the cotton candy colorway, and this is from your sweater with the buttons up the front, which the dog ate
Yes,
a couple
very
different
good. You have all the
and
stories.
I think Albina made the pattern.
No, this
No.
isn't Isabel Kramer.
Isabel
which is what I'm
Kramer.
also wearing.
Isabel Kramer made the pattern. She is
Alias.
the
So-
person you find on Ravelry who does the cool stuff.
You love
It's not
Isabel-
like too
we love Isabel
cheesy or
Kramer.
whatever.
Yeah,
All right.
but it's
That
actually
looks a lot pinker than your sweater.
this is the Isle Yarn DK. I had to import this as well. From
That was
the
on the
UK.
tip of my
This was
tongue.
back before shipping didn't cost like an arm.
That was on the
and a
tip of my
leg.
tongue. DK.
Isle Yarn DK.
All right, this is good. This is
All right,
cake.
this one's a little harder. We're getting harder
Ooh.
because all you get is this.
Oh, that's... All right, no, I'm getting... Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, this is... I know this sweater.
You do.
It's a sweater you wear... I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It's a rusty sweater with a bunch of funkified, like, cables.
No?
No, but there's some textured stitches.
Different colored stripes up here. Henley?
No.
It's your favorite, one of your favorites.
The red one?
Yeah.
No, gray with the red on the shoulder? No.
No?
Oh, I just don't know. How did you knit a sweater out of this? This is like the thickness of dental floss. This is so thin. Okay, what's the name of the sweater?
This is the sweater that was the Bisou sweater.
The bee suit? Bisou?
Bisou.
Okay, what is that?
So it was from Amira Sue magazine, the Japanese magazine.
Oh!
And we took pictures of it on the farm with the gate, and it has the Henley.
And you kind of changed it.
I changed it.
It was supposed to be,
It was supposed to be a
a vest.
cotton, no, cotton like short sleeve
Kind of shirt, and you turned it into an actual sweater.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
Well, see, you know.
Do I get any points for that?
So that's Maniatoto wool. This is from.
I can't believe you changed Name That Skein to Name That Skein Sweater.
Yeah, New Zealand yarn.
Okay, alright.
And this was an exchange.
I don't think I get any points for that one. Oh yeah, I got points for the first couple though.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay, here we go.
Anyway, I love that wool. Wool and wool.
I gotta focus.
Anyway.
I gotta focus. Alright.
Actually, that won't help you anyway.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, well.
It won't help you.
This is the alpaca UK variety with the...
This I imported in a suitcase. And knit a sweater out of it.
You did? Did you tell customs? Yeah, let's not talking about that. Alright. You knitted a sweater like this?
Titus, Bahram Yep.
Bahram U. Okay, wait. You have an actual sweater that's this color? The whole thing? I had no idea.
This is the... Does Spencer pay attention?
I had no...
He does. He usually pays very good attention.
No clue there's a sweater like this. What's it look like?
This is the one that was from Carol Feller. That I
Carol
changed.
Feller, the Irish knit designer
changed
lady.
the entire front.
Oh, I know that sweater! I know that sweater! You changed that one! It was supposed to be all asymmetrical with like buttons or something. And you made a... Really?
Yeah.
But instead you made the whole pattern on the front kind of go together.
Panel, yeah.
Lace panel in the front.
Dark pearl.
You don't wear it very much. Maybe.
You know,
I'm trying to accuse her.
I have a lot of sweaters, so I don't often wear all of them, no.
I didn't realize that sweater had this much halo.
Floof. Yeah, halo's good.
You know? But it's like a very fluffy sweater.
Yeah. So that's Titus. I imported this in my suitcase from...
man.
Man, I can't remember
You
where
gotta
I was.
study
I
those
feel like I was
sweaters.
in Birmingham or somewhere in the UK maybe when I got this.
Just stuffed it in your bag and went for it.
Stuffed it in my bag.
And here we are years later.
Brought it home. Okay, I've talked about this in the podcast before, but the reason that I have these little bits and skeins of yarn is because I have a whole bin over there of sweater yarn that
Leftover.
I keep. For every sweater, I keep either the extra skein or the whatever was left over because...
She's compulsive.
Yes.
No, for repairs.
For repairs.
Repairs, right? Yeah.
And I've had to actually repair the pink sweater,
The
which
pink
I wear
one.
all the time. A lot. So this has come out
So you have
because
the actual
the
yarn.
dog ate it, and then the cuffs always get caught on my computer and need to be repaired. So, and then this is, yeah. So I have
Just a
yarn
little
from every sweater, and I can
That's
just
kind of cool.
go in there and mend it with the actual
So
yarn.
that means you've never ended a sweater like yarn chicken at the very end, run out of yarn.
There have been a couple.
You might not have the extra
Yeah.
stuff.
Where I'd be a little bit like,
Yeah.
but that's more likely
Usually
to
it
be
comes pretty
shawls
close,
and
yeah.
things like that. Yeah. So you did pretty well
I
for
was like-
name that sweater
Yeah,
skein.
like B minus, C, solid C.
The professor,
You know,
the professor gives you a passing grade.
I get a Z for name that skein. It's not even name that skein. It was like name that.
Sweater skein.
Sweater skein.
So you try to add a little, you know.
Dang.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Next up, we're gonna take a look at the finished blanket, the 6-year project.
Okay.
That's finally
So
done.
for those of you who are interested in the saga, you can go all the way back to A Tale of Two Blankets, which was episode like way back, like early, maybe 20
Wow.
or 30 or
Okay.
something.
Why are we
When I
talking about
was-
2 blankets?
Because I had knit 2 swatches, one in this
Oh, yeah.
colorway,
Yeah, yeah.
color scheme, and another with the white and the color changes. So this is it. We're gonna need to get some photographs of this because I don't think it's gonna like actually go. But this is the Persian Dreams Blanket, completely finished. This is Janice Hope. Where are we? You gotta go more your way. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's...
What's with all the little tags?
I need to remove the tags. They were all the numbers of the pattern and the yarn that I was using because I used different...
Hold on a minute, baby. You gotta end. You gotta hide it.
No!
You gotta hide that
No,
around.
there's an
back.
end. Oh my god, it's not complete.
There's
Okay,
just
let's
one
stop the
there's just
podcast.
one-
I gotta go back.
There's just
and
one little imperfection.
I didn't find
If I would
it.
have got a better grade on name that sweater skein, I wouldn't have pointed it out. But it's
Oh
just
my
one little end that's got to be
gosh.
sewn in.
Okay, fine. Let's just pretend. Come on,
All
here we
right.
go. All right.
Okay, yeah.
So this is Persian Dreams, and I think we're gonna try to go all the way up at least, so you can see all the different. It is pretty massive, as it turns out. This is the 24 hexagon version of it. So
And the little tags indicate.
So the number is the number of because there were 8 different patterns, and then the writing is the scheme from Knit Picks that I used. So the gradient scheme that changed colors, so like confetti or carnival or whatever. And that was so that when I laid out the colors, I'd know what was going on. So
You gotta put some pictures in here
Yeah.
of it like draped over the banister or something.
yeah, but it's finished. And this is how it looked. Remember last episode I was telling you guys about the extra border that I put around each hexagon doing the increases, and then I did the 3 needle bind off, and then what I promised I'd tell you about is the edging, because that's the last bit of this.
I kept hearing the term.
Will this ever end?
Wait, what was it called? It's called a.
With the edging?
I-cord.
I-cord. So in the pattern, it calls for you to take each hexagon and knit a, what would you call that? It's like a parallelogram? No, not parallelogram.
Rhombus?
Oh my god, we're so like 5th grade math right now.
Triangle.
No, it's like,
Circle.
what is that? It is a parallel, no, it's not a parallelogram. Cause
Gnomon? No.
Anyway, in the pattern, it calls for you to knit, because it's a hexagon, so each side of the hexagon gets an extra little thing like this. But the problem
to flatten
is,
it out so the edge is all
but the
rounded.
problem is that doesn't actually work, and that you end up with an overlap on the outside ones.
So it's got a little bump to it.
It has like a flap that you're supposed to sew down on each of where the hexagons kind of meet at the border. And I did that with a couple of them just to see if I'd like it, and I really didn't like it at all. So if you look closely at the finished projects, for people who did that, you can see that on the border where they made these extra bits for the hexagons on the outside in black or white, that there's a flap that's kind of half open and half stitched down. I just thought that was kind of weird. So
You didn't like it.
I just went with an I-cord.
Do you often change things when you're given instructions? You know, like you're told to do it one way.
Would you say that I'm someone who follows instructions very well?
Well, you do, but then you choose to do it differently.
So I
Anyway,
did
you
an
did it
I-cord.
differently. I-cord.
I did an I-cord.
It's a 4-stitch wide
You
I-cord.
remember things.
wondering.
It's good. Yeah, 4-stitch I-cord, and I applied it to the back rather than the front because I tend to do that with my I-cord. I just like the way that it looks. It looks a little more subtle.
Are you gonna block this thing still?
I do need to. I guess I'll steam it. Maybe I don't know if I'll wash it. So this is what the I-cord edge looks like. And the nice thing about the I-cord, I'm holding up 2 of the points. The cool thing about the I-cord is that when you get to the points of the hexagons, it just goes right over them, like without a problem.
Wrapped
See
around the
that?
corner.
It just wraps the corner really nicely. And then if you get to the, we're like flopping around. When you get to the valleys, all you do is pick up 1 stitch on each side, 1 here and 1 here as you go with the I-cord, and it just creates the perfect little edge. So yeah, it's a nice, the I-cord is nice because it kind of flows like a river around the blanket. And
Like
you
it's
don't-
awesome.
You don't really notice it too much. And that part took me 4 Harry Potter movies. we went on a marathon over
There was
Thanksgiving
some
break.
knitting going on.
American Thanksgiving, and
How many sweaters worth of yarn goes
my
into a
God.
blanket like
this
this?
thing is huge. It's like almost the size
Like 4 or
of a
5
full
sweaters or something?
size bedspread.
Yeah.
So it's
Feels like a
it's
lot.
like a lot of. You should put it on your head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just
It's like being a mannequin.
we're just standing here in the under the blanket. Oh yeah, you can do it pretty good. I stretch the arms out. There you go. Stretch them out. There you go. All right. There. Okay.
I like it.
It's been a labor of love. I think before that it took me like a week to weave in all the ends.
I think it's a little
Because-
funky, like a little funkadelic. Like you could take it to a rave if you're really cold and sort of stay warm.
When I finished it last night, he put it around his
Just all the
shoulders and he was like,
colors.
it's kind of like a rave sweater
Yeah,
thing.
I like it.
So yeah. So we'll put some pictures in here of it laid out like on the deck or on the bed or something so you can
Are you
actually
gonna be
see it.
ready to take the tags off at some point?
You want to do it now as like a cathartic thing? Let's just do it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Let
let's
me
just take
it.
off a couple.
Really?
Yeah.
Just a couple.
Just a couple.
All right. These tags
Keep track of it.
are
Write it down.
formally coming off to indicate the completion of the. What's the name of the blanket?
It is the Persian Dreams
Persian Dreams.
worsted weight blanket, and it took.
Did she do it in different weights originally?
The original is in a fingering weight, and it's got all the different colors, and people talk about it being like a life's work, pretty much. So I was glad about the worsted weight.
By different
version.
colors, you mean all kinds of different colored yarns instead of a gradient.
Instead of a gradient, yeah. And so people are like, whoa.
I like the gradient.
I like the gradient. And I think now one of the things I would know to do, which I knew later on in the process, is that sometimes as you're working with the gradient, some of them would be too yellow because it would take too, if you're working from the center out, which you are, these early rounds are so small that you tend to use that same color over and over and over again. So like this one, for example, ended up very, very yellow. Whereas once I got farther along in the process, I realized that I could choose to get toward the end of the yellow part of that gradient thing. So I would start one of these with the end of the yellow, so that just the beginning of this would be yellow, and then as you use more and more stitches as you go out farther and farther, it shifts through the yarn faster, so it works out better. But you can, with those gradients, you can kind of snip where you want and kind of blend
so you don't just
the
get
color
one,
in. So you don't just end up with like a green
You want
one.
to get a section that has some change.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So like when I look at some of these, like this one does a little bit better job of shifting from the blue to the purple, and you know, just learn things as you go. Like some of them are a little bit more, no, I wouldn't say they're monochromatic, but they do have a little more mono to them than others.
Definitely no monochromatic in this thing.
No, and Spencer's
like
going to be taking out the
wavy
tags
gravy.
forever. Are you enjoying the tags?
So what do
Spencer?
these say? Confetti, groovy?
Yeah.
Those
That's all
that's the names of the
The
pattern.
names of the yarn
So the-
colorways that I was using for the gradients. So
Whoa.
yeah, so it's done. I don't know what we're going to do with it. We tend to use our blankets though.
Yeah, I mean,
The Hue Shift Afghan that I
just
made,
gave it to Zach and he dragged it around the house.
he dragged it around the house for years, and it's still kicking.
This
It's-
one will end
it's
up on the
really-
back of a couch and we'll use it to...
Yeah, that's the thing about knitting is like some things I feel like I can't use and don't want to use. Like I really want to keep them preserved, but like a lot of it, I really think it's good to use it. Wear your sweaters, you know, use your blankets, because why not? You could just make another one in 3 years. Yeah.
Alright, what's next?
Next is the end of the podcast.
Oh!
That's it. We finished.
What number? 114.
114. Yeah. And this is a pretty epic way to end the 114, I think. Anyway, if you need a holiday surprise, go to knittingthestash.com and grab one of those fun grab bags or a shepherd's collection or one of those new project bags that are up there, and support lots of indie makers and us, because we need support. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. It was nice to see you all, and I hope you're well. And
Thanks a lot.
yeah, look for that Niddy Noddy video.
It's coming.
The throw bag.
It's good. Knitting world is gonna rock the tree world.
That's right. Crossover. All right. See you guys in a couple weeks. Bye.